President Buhari will hold an emergency meeting with the Council of Elders of Nigeria. Supreme Court temporary halts banning of old naira notes. On business, NLPCL begins direct supply of petrol to Independent Petroleum Marketers Association of Nigeria. And in the international scene, Turkey, Syria death toll near 16,000. On sport, 16 new players started playing for Chelsea this year. Hello and welcome to Svtv Television News. That was the headlines on 19.4. President Muhammadu Buhari will chair an emergency meeting of the Nigerian Council of Elders on Friday, the 10th of February. The meeting will discuss the problems that the country is facing now, including the lack of fuel and the naira currency and security problems as the country faces a general election that will start on February 25th, that is 3 weeks from now. The situation in the country due to these problems, especially the shortage of naira and the fuel problem, have led to protests in many parts of the country. The Council of Elders consists of the President, the Secretary of the Federal Government, former President, former Chief Judge, the President of the Senate, the President of the House of Representatives, Governors of 36 states, the Attorney General and the Minister of Justice. Police in Kano have arrested 2 suspected fake journalists for maneuvering a fake transaction alert at the business plaza in the Sharada section of Kano Municipal Local Government area. For more on the story, Zainab Abdulwasir reports.
A statement on Wednesday by the Kano State Police Command spokesperson, SP Abdullahi Aruna Kiyawat, said on 2nd February 23, a report was received from the manager of the plaza at Sharada quarters that 2 people went to the plaza and purchased a bag of rice at 33,000 naira and maneuvered a fake alert to them. On receipt of the report, the Commissioner of Police, Kano State Command, SP Mamman Dauda, raised and instructed a team of detectives led by SP Abdurrahim Adamu, Divisional Officer Sharada, to arrest the culprits. The team immediately proceeded to the scene and arrested the 2 suspects while they were trying to escape. One Mujahid Kabir, 30 years old, of Ahmadu Bello Way, and Abba Imam, 30 years old, of Zoo Road, Kano. On spot search, the suspects were found in possession of Vision FM personal identity cards. On primary investigation, the suspect confessed to having gone to Vision FM radio station Kano, stole 2 personal identity cards, and make fake copies bearing their names and photographs. They further confessed to having gone to the said plaza at Sharada quarters, brought a bag of rice and made a fake transaction with the cashier. Zainab Abdulwasir reporting for Standard Voice Television.
The Supreme Court on Wednesday temporarily halted the move by the federal government to ban the use of the old naira note from February 10, 2023. A 7-member panel led by Justice June Okoro halted the move of the federal government in a ruling in an expert application brought by 3 northern states of Kaduna, Kogi and Zamfara. The 3 states had specifically applied for an order of interim injunction restraining the federal government through the Central Bank of Nigeria or the commercial banks from suspending, determining or ending on February 10, 2023. The time frame with which the now older version of the 200 naira, 500 naira and 1000 denomination of the naira may no longer be legal tender pending the hearing and determination of their motion on notice for interlocutory injunction. Moving the application on Wednesday, counsel to the applicant, Mr. A.I. Mustafa San, had urged the Apex Court to grant the application in the interest of justice and the well-being of Nigeria. He stated that the policy of the government had led to an excruciating situation that is almost leading to anarchy in the land. The senior lawyer further argued that unless the Supreme Court intervenes, the situation will lead to anarchy because most banks are already closing operations. The coalition of northern groups has held the ruling by the Supreme Court halting the implementation of the February 10 naira swap deadline and warned the Central Bank of Nigeria and the federal government to respect the order of the courts. The CNG also held the governors of the 36 states for standing on the Nigerian people over the CBN's new naira and cashless policies that have subjected the masses to severe pains. The group, in a statement by its spokesperson, Abdulaziz Suleiman, lamented that President Muhammadu Buhari, whom Nigerian voters trusted in 2015, should so willfully fail to address the fundamentals of the nation's existence. He added that in 2015, Nigerians voters trusted Buhari to lead our nation through and out of its limitations into a future in which we will live secure lives and pursue livelihoods in a united Nigeria whose resources will be protected. The National Union of Banks, Insurance and Financial Institutions employees has threatened to withdraw the services of its members nationwide following attacks on some commercial banks. It also said it will not stop the withdrawal until the attacks on its workers were addressed and security ensured. The General Secretary, Mohammed Sheikh, in a statement on Wednesday, expressed dismay over recent attacks on bank workers without proper protection by security agencies. Mr. Sheikh therefore appealed to the federal government, Central Bank of Nigeria, and various stakeholders to strive and end the hardship brought as a result of the change of cash withdrawal policy. He also asked Nigerians unable to access their funds deposited in banks to bear with the situations. He therefore called on the Central Bank of Nigeria to review the cash withdrawal policy, which has affected the business of over 200 points of sales businesses in Nigeria. The Minister of Labour and Employment, Chris Ngegi, said that everything has been completed to create a new minimum wage system in Nigeria by May 2024. The minister, who stated this in his speech in Abuja at the 13th National Delegates Meeting of the NLC, also warned the union and other labour unions to stop meddling in government affairs and trying to force the government to their opinion on matters related to the appointment of positions. Mr. Ngegi accused the unions of violating the law that established them, which mandated that all newly elected leaders must attend a competency review at the Michael Imudu National Center of Labour Studies. The minister said that getting this training will make the leaders of labour get the knowledge and experience that they need so that they can become experts in the field of labour relations. On business. The Independent Petroleum Marketers Association of Nigeria says the management of the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited has allocated petrol to its members directly to East Casti. Mr. Chinedu Okoroko, the national president of IPMAN, confirmed this to the newsmen on Tuesday in Lagos. Mr. Okoroko said the order was directed after a closed-door meeting of IPMAN executive and NLPCL management. He said the meeting resolved that IPMAN members should load petrol at NIPCO, MRS, and other loading depots. He said the NLPCL management had confirmed that the product had been released to the depots for immediate loading by IPMAN members. He said IPMAN members were encouraged to upgrade their POS to G4 or G5 for payment efficiency. And on the international scene,
Audio Jungle. Audio Jungle.
Nearly 16,000 people are now known to have died after Monday's earthquakes in southern Turkey and northern Syria. Without shelter, water, fuel or electricity, the World Health Organization fears many survivors could yet lose their lives. It says there is danger there will be a second disaster which may cause harm to more people than the initial quake. Rescuers are continuing their painstaking work, but hopes are fading for the many still trapped under the rubble. On sports. Around 16 players made their Chelsea debuts in the 2022/2023 season. Kenan has beaten the history of many new footballers who have competed against her for the first time in the history of the club, which was established in 1909. New players Enzo Fernandez and Nuni Madueke, who played in Chelsea's 0-0 draw with Fulham in the Premier League, completed 16 total this year. In the season that many players who started playing for Chelsea was in 1905 and 1906, they were the ones who started to make problems for her. 28 new players started playing for her this season, which is the record she has so far. And that's all on the news. To end the news, a recap of the major headlines. President Buhari will hold an emergency meeting with the Council of Elders of Nigeria. Supreme Court temporary halt banning of old naira notes. On business, NLPCL begins direct supply of petrol to Independent Petroleum Marketers Association of Nigeria. And in the international scene, Turkey, Syria death toll near 16,000. On sport, 16 new players started playing for Chelsea this year. Thank you for watching. I'm Sumaya. So do have a pleasant day and keep watching Standard Television News. You can watch this and many more on our social media platforms.